Hello all, in this video we are going to discuss the pin diagram of 8051 microcontroller. So the pin diagram can also be known as the signals. So the signals as well as pin diagram both are same. Basically 8051 is a 40 pin IC and the figure shows the representation of the 40 pins. So here in case of 8051, the 40th pin and the 20th pin refers to the power supply and the grounding pin. So that is, here the 40th pin is VCC, which is nothing but the power supply pin. The voltage is plus 5 volt. And next the 20th pin refers to GND, which is nothing but ground pin, grounding the IC. And next RST, which is the 9th pin. RST refers to resetting the controller. So by enabling this pin, the controller and the registers which are associated with the controller will be cleared. The address will be reset to 0000. And the next pins 18th and the 19th are XTAL1 and XTAL2. So these two pins are nothing but the input pins for the crystal oscillator. So in order to generate the clock frequency, the 8051 has an inbuilt oscillator. So this XTAL1 and XTAL2 serves as the input for this oscillator. And next we go for the 29th pin, which is PSEN, which is program store enable. So this is an active low signal, so used to activate the external ROM. So basically the 8051 contains both internal memory as well as external memory. So in order to access the external ROM, we use this program store enable signal. And next one is the 31st signal, so which is EA, refers to external access. So in order to differentiate the internal and external memory operation, this EA, external access signal, is used. So that means whenever the EA bar is 0, external memory is accessed, and whenever EA bar is 1, then internal memory is accessed. So that is the concept here. And next is the 30th pin. So 30th pin is nothing but the ALE, which is refers to the address latch enable. So this signal is used to demultiplex the address and data lines. So here we have the address lines, that is the 39th pin we have AD0 to 32nd AD7. So this AD0 to AD7, these pins are actually so this pins alone, it is multiplexed. So in order to reduce the number of pins, the address lines and the data lines are multiplexed. So in order to demultiplex this address and data lines, the ALE signal will be activated. And next we go for the important pins of 8051, that is nothing but the IO pins. So I/O refers to input or output pins. So here we have 32 IO pins. So the 32 IO pins are divided as 4 8-bit parallel ports, and the ports are named as port 0. So the 39th to 32nd is the pins of port 0, and next 1st to 8th refers to the port pins of port 1, and next the pins 21 to 28 refers to the port pins of port 2, and next the pin number 10 to 17 refers to the pins of port 3. So totally we have 4 ports. Each port has 8 pins. So 32 IO pins are present in 8051. So all the ports we can access as input as well as output. So here we see, so among the 4 ports, except port 1, all the ports are multifunctional. That is, the pin number 1 to 8 represents the pins of port 1. So the port 1 can be used only as the input or output ports, whereas while we consider the remaining 3 ports, that is the port 0, the port 2 and the port 3, all these 3 ports are multifunctional. That means, for example, we consider the first port 0. The port 0 can be used as input or output port, as well as the address or the data lines, that is represented as AD0 to AD7. And next, so the port 1, as we already discussed, port 1 is only used as the input and output lines, and it does not have any dual function. So while we consider the port 2, that is the pin number is 28 to 21, the port 2 lines, they can be used as input output lines, or alternatively it can be used as higher order address lines, which is represented as A8 to A15 to access the external memory. And next one is the port 3 pins, that is the pin number 10 to 17. So they also have some multifunctionality. Each pin has some multifunctionality. So here the port 3.0 represents the 0th pin of the port 3. So it can be used as input output, or another function, that is R cross D, which represents the receiving the data serially. And next, T cross D refers to transmitting the data serially. And INT 0 represents the external interrupt 0, and INT 1 represents the external interrupt 1. So R cross D, T cross D, INT 0, INT 1 are the multiple functions of port 3 pins 0 to 3. Similarly, the P3.4 has the multifunctionality, that is timer 0 external input, and P3.5 is timer 1 external input, and P3.6 WR, that is external memory write, RD bar refers to external memory read. So similar to other ports, the port 3 is also multifunctional, but each pin has a specific multifunction. So that's all about the pin diagram of 8051. Thank you.